It's easy to criticize, it's easy to dominate, it's easy to find faults in people. What's not easy is to try to make something of your own, no matter how you make it.
Okay, what's film? Such a fuck all film.
It's bullshit, it's nonsense. I don't even like it.
Then why don't you make a better one?
I don't like it. Check this. It's easy to criticize, but it's not easy to make a film. If there's this person who starts from scratch and makes something and maybe you don't like it, I don't like to criticize it because I know what it's like to make a film. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of time, it's a highly creative process. Some rely on their instincts and impulses. I, for example, rely on my instincts and impulses when I make a video. I'm so stupid when it comes to this because I am posting at the wrong time, posting it. But I just want to clear it out. I don't. My purpose and need are completely different than what my people assume, which is that I don't make videos in order to get a lot of subscribers or get a lot of views and all of that. I make it only to, it's more like an outlet for me to let out whatever is going on inside my head, and I think it's a beautiful platform where you can share your art. I don't see my videos as content rather than, because content is something which is informative, I think, educational. Here I am just putting out my mind outside in the universe, in the virtual universe. But yeah, I think there's still some negativity out there, which I think, yeah. Although the only point of this video is I think to tell people that making videos is another thing, and like it's easy to criticize basically. There's this French filmmaker called Jean-Luc Godard. I think I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Jean-Luc Godard. I'll post a picture of him somewhere on my sideways or anywhere, I don't know. So that person, he said something like, it was something in relation to someone criticizing somebody's work, and he said, if you really think a film is that bad, why don't you make another film? Why don't you make a better film? And that struck with me because I myself think in the same lines now. In order for me to criticize something, I must have some sort of practice about that thing. I think, I have learned that. Yeah, so that's why, probably that's the reason why I don't consume a lot of content, because then there's this feeling that's left with you after you are done with the filming. After you're done with watching a film, there's this thing that leaves with you. For example, that happened with me when I watched so there's so many films like that opens and expands your mind. At the same time, you'll find something so bad that you just don't want to tell the world. I'm not saying it's wrong to do that, but I do want to instill, let's say, a thought that in you, that before criticizing somebody's work, I want to understand how much have you done yourself. If a director criticizes somebody else's work, either it could be out of jealousy or competition or a fair judgment, like the director criticizes somebody else's work because he really thinks that it lacks this and that, and he pinpoint out things, and I understand that part, because that director has also practiced the same art. Critics versus filmmakers, or critics versus creators. That it's easy to judge and say, oh, that's bad, such a terrible video, shallow content. You see what I'm saying? Content. Whereas I hardly, I mean, it's more like a superpower now that I've realized that I'm here to, I have a purpose. I have a dream, I have a purpose, and I just do it over and over again. It's like a karma, like I'm gonna do it again and again, and the lights are off, but I'm gonna just say it anyways. I'm just gonna do it, and I don't think if somebody criticizes your work, that's good. You can learn a lot if it's coming from the right person. But if you see a trend or a mass, like let's say people who don't understand you or have not done enough research to, let's say something terrible to you, I think best way is to ignore and keep on doing it, because most of the times what happens is this negativity gets to your head, and you're like, is there something really, am I that bad? Or if you have imposter syndrome, I'm so casually throwing that word, it's a shame, because I'm seeing a lot of Gen Zs using these words, imposter syndrome and ADHD. ADHD is their best friend. It's as though, I'll be back with when the light is on.